How we doing, Xbox gamers? Welcome back to another top 5 video, and in today's top 5 video, yes, as you read from the title, I'm going to be reviewing my top 5 favourite games of Halo of all time. I don't know why I kind of paused there, but yes, my top 5 best Halos in my opinion that are the best on Xbox and that you should probably play to experience the best, I don't know, just to have the best experience possible. That's what I was trying to say, and I kind of blanked out there, but yes, just to have the best experience possible on Xbox. Basically ranking these Halos based off of campaign, multiplayer, and the overall kind of story that I like about it. And a lot of these Halos, some of you may be questioning, and some of them are like, oh yeah, that's pretty solid. But yeah, some of these are like, yes, they should be on that list. Some of them may be like, oh, it shouldn't be there. But just remember, guys, this video is just based off of my opinion personally, so keep that in mind. And obviously, I'd still recommend checking them out whether you like it or not, because if you don't, I'm going to find where you live and absolutely destroy you. I'm kidding. I wouldn't actually do that because that's illegal. But anyways, not the point of the video, guys. Now, let's just get straight into my number 5 spot for which Halo falls in at number 5. Now, guys, coming at my number 5 Halo game of all time, in my personal opinion, is Halo 5 Guardians. Now, a lot of you could be like half and half here, but personally for me, it falls in my number 5 spot because it has a great story following Buck and also the Master Chief crew throughout the whole campaign. And I absolutely love playing both of them. Love playing Locke, love playing Buck, love playing Master Chief and all that. I love just the different crews and the different sides of the stories that you could watch overall. It was really great. A solid story about Cortana as well. I really enjoyed the whole story about that. I'm not going to really disclose much information off of it, just in case if none of you have played it just yet. But if you haven't, well, I've kind of just spoiled the whole plot line for actually Halo 5, so yeah, sorry about that one. But anyways, overall the multiplayer is really solid as well. I love the firefight game modes in all the Halos. Obviously, it's a solid game mode to play. And also just the multiplayer, as I said before, great multiplayer. It's just a great experience. You're going to love it if you just take the time to obviously sit down and admire the story, because it's the reason why it's my number 5 spot, because the story pushes itself there over some of the other Halos. Some of you may be confused on why some of them aren't here, and yes, I know, but it's my list and it's my opinion, so yeah. That's what I'm going to say. You can go ahead and make your own list, but this is my list and this is my recommendation. So if you want to check it out, guys, all this is on the Game Pass as well. So, if you've got the Xbox Game Pass, all the Halos are going to be there for you, available for you to play, basically. So I'd recommend checking Halo 5 out, and that's the reason why it's in my number 5 spot. Ironically, Halo 5 is the number 5 spot. Yeah, that's pretty cool, and I didn't actually think about that before. But anyway, let's move on to my number 4, top 4 Halo game of all time, in my personal opinion. Now, guys, coming at my number 4 Halo of all time, in my personal opinion, is going to be Halo 3 ODST. Yes, I love the story of Buck and the ODST soldiers, and if you want to, get into more detail about that, I will just refer you to Google, because I don't really want to spoil it. I know this game's been out for more than 10 years plus, but I just love the story of following Buck. I just love the multiplayer. Well, it didn't actually have a multiplayer, actually. I can't really say that. I was thinking of Halo 3 then, but yeah, the overall story about ODST is great. It's got a lot of missions. It's just an overall solid story, kind of following in the same era of Halo 3. And, it takes a direction away from Master Chief's story, which is what you kind of follow, for most of the Halo games. And I just love how they took that direction to show it from someone else's perspective and took it from someone who's not a Spartan at that time. Obviously, Buck becomes a Spartan in Halo 5. Spoiler alert. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I had to say that because I'm actually I love Halo. It's a great story game. And you can't go wrong with ODST, you're going to love the story. If you're sick of, Master Chief, well, I'd highly recommend checking out ODST, because it follows a completely different storyline and a completely different, person. You're going to be following different people and different perspectives in Halo, and I thought it was just cool for that reason. Now, that's the reason why it's in my number 4 spot. It's a solid story from a different perspective, what really drew me into ODST. Now, guys, I'm going to be moving on to my number 3 Halo game of all time. Now, guys, coming out my number 3 Halo game of all time, in my personal opinion, is going to be Halo 4. Yes, I liked Halo 4 just because of the graphics on the 360 at the time. That was my whole reason, basically. But it also has a really great story following Master Chief again after certain events happen. I'm going to try and, cut down the spoiler alerts about this one specifically. But the overall story following Cortana and Master Chief, is another great story to tell, obviously, with Master Chief, and this was just another solid story to go through about Master Chief going through his hardships and obviously beating the Covenant, fighting the Covenant. Another great story about that, I personally liked, watching Master Chief in number 4, loved seeing what he did, and also the multiplayer and the firefight game modes were extremely solid in this game. I honestly played Halo 4 multiplayer more than any other game multiplayer, basically. So if there was a Halo multiplayer on the 360 or the one I ever wanted to play, it'd be number 4, just because of how good it was. Like, I played Halo 3 multiplayer and Halo Combat Evolved multiplayer, but it didn't compare to number 4 at all. So number 4 is there because I grew up on number 4 multiplayer and the campaign as well, and playing co-op and on Legendary. It was great fun, guys. I would highly recommend that for the multiplayer and for the story overall. But yeah, that's the reason why it's in my number 3 spot. And some of you may be confused on why it's not my number 1. Well, I'll be getting to that in a second, guys. But now we're going to be moving on to my number 2 Halo game of all time. Now, guys, coming at my number 2 Halo game of all time is going to be Halo 3. Yes, I really enjoyed this campaign. It was one of my second ever favorite campaigns to play, following the Flood and the Covenant, and some other great characters that were really cool in it that unfortunately do die. I'm just going to say that because, the game's been out for 10 plus years, but I'm not going to say who, just to, not really spoil it for you. Sorry guys, but it follows another great story about Master Chief and obviously the Flood. The Flood are a really cool enemy, obviously, which I won't really get into detail, but they're kind of mutant creatures that kind of take control of bodies, and, it's really cool. It follows many different aspects and stories. It follows the Covenant, the Flood, and all this other type of things about it. I just like, just the campaign was just, it was just really there. It was on point, you're either going to hate it or love it. Halo 3, I absolutely loved it. It was a great, story. It had decent multiplayer. Obviously, as I said, 4 had the better multiplayer in my personal opinion, and, that is 100% true right there, but it still had a, consistent player base on number 3 that obviously still loved the game and loved playing, that multiplayer, and I can completely agree with them there. The campaign for me overall tops number 4 just because of the, story and the connect. You could just really connect to the characters, I feel like, in number 3 specifically. It just felt a lot better and well made than number 4, just by a little bit for the campaign for me. That's how close and hard it was to really form this list. But anyways, guys, now I'm going to cut the blabbering on. Let's just get straight into my number 1 Halo game of all time, and this may be a controversial one for most of you. Now, guys, coming at my number 1 Halo game of all time is pretty controversial. I'm going to be saying Halo Reach. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking I'm the best person on earth, and some of you may be thinking this guy's an absolute Now, obviously, guys, I had to say that because, people found Reach really good for the campaign. Some people did not like it and thought it was absolute dog shit, but I absolutely loved it. Now, overall, the campaign was just beautiful, following the story, and it has a very, very sad ending, and I just, wanted to spare some emotions, but, as a man, you can't. But anyway, I'm not, let's pretend I didn't say that, but, that's my opinion. But anyway, it's just, the story you could really connect to, and it just has a really great story and characters you can love and follow along, and it kind of has the ending that no one would really want in a kind of Halo story, but, it had to happen. But, it also had really solid multiplayer as well and firefight game modes, and I just absolutely loved that as well. It was also great to play with your friends, and it didn't follow a story of Master Chief either. It kind of followed the perspective on when everything first happened in Halo. It kind of starts at the very beginning on how everything kind of came to be and how the Covenant kind of came to be and wanted to fight and, kill the humans. It just kind of, pinpoints of all of Halo together. It kind of draws the whole story in with a spin-off game, and I just loved it. It was one of my favourite Halos of all time, and it just really had a great story, great multiplayer, and it just was good overall for me personally. Some of you may not like it at all, some of you may rate other Halos on this list other than me, but just for me personally, it was my favourite one of all time, and I would highly recommend playing this one over all the other ones. And all these ones on today's list I would check out, because you would absolutely love them too if you took the time to play the stories, because I'm basing it mostly off the stories and the multiplayer because, well, number 4 is mainly based off the multiplayer, but the campaign was still really good. But anyways, guys, yeah, it's my top 5 list on the top 5 best Halos, that I would recommend to play, you know, whenever you feel like it. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on so you never ever miss out on any great content like this. Or remember, guys, every single Tuesday and every single Friday, a new top 5 video will drop and a new unboxing video will drop. So make sure you go ahead and smash that like button, guys, because remember, if we hit, you know, over 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year, I will be getting one of my viewers, lucky viewers, you know, something Xbox related. And, you know, I cannot think of anything at the moment, but I will be considering that every single day. So make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next video.